Today we've got a quick game for you featuring the Vampiric Undead versus
The Wood Elves.
at 1,000 points. So really quickly, let's run down the line and say what we've got on the table. Why don't you start, Tristan?
Sure, so I got a Treeman here on the left, followed by some Treeman Hunters, a few Archers, my Wizard, and finally my Rangers.
Wow, and your Wizard gets to join a unit, right?
That's right, yeah. Just going to be
Fantastic.
joining the Archers.
Beautiful, and you don't have to worry about putting them in the trays, just stick them right on the side. All right, well, you're up against quite a doozy today. We've got a Vampire Lord on an Abyssal Tear. She's been upgraded to be a mage as well. I've got another Vampire with a great weapon who's leading this unit of drained soldiers, fully reinforced with full command. We've got another unit of drained soldiers just to round out the fun. And lastly, on the flank, the real terror of the list, that's 10 fully kitted out Vampire Knights. Gonna be a doozy.
Let's roll off.
Super easy to figure out who goes first. It's just a roll off. Ooh, that's a 2 for me.
Got a 5.
Well, I guess you're gonna go first. Now, in Age of Fantasy Regiments, it's super easy to determine how the flow of play goes. It's just some alternating activations. So, what would you like to activate first?
I'll probably activate my Archers first, along with my Wizard.
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
So first you choose whether you want to move, advance, so double move, hold, or shoot. So in this case, I will choose to shoot. I got a 30-inch range, so in this circumstance,
I think it's safe to say we're in range.
yeah.
All right, well.
So yeah, they will go at it.
I'm not looking forward to this, but here's 10 dice.
Thank you.
Oof, this is gonna be bad.
So they're gonna shoot the Knights.
Oh, that was really what I hoped you weren't gonna say.
And units in this game only have effectively 2 characteristics:
Exactly.
the quality and defense.
This is not gonna go well for my
they've got
ponies.
10 attacks, quality 4+, with rending, so 6s mean a lot more on penetration.
Not liking that.
So I rolled 2 6s,
Oh no.
and then 3 other hits at AP 0.
Oof. Well, let's.
After you.
Yeah, it's not great for me. Let's get started with those regular hits. Now I have a defense of 3, so hopefully my armor will be enough to save me a little bit here.
Not
Well,
quite.
that's a 2-2 and a 1, so it doesn't look great for me. But I've got 2 saves at rending, which means I'm at -4. Now, in other games, I might not get a save, but one of the great things about one-page rules is you always succeed on a 6, but you always fail on a 1. So let's see how this goes. Oh, 2 5s. Will you look at that, Tristan?
Some pretty devastating fire.
That's 5 dead knights. That hurts. Oof, let's get them out of there. Since you're wizard.
Is in the unit, he can also activate at the same time.
Uh-oh.
So he's got 2 spells that he can cast, or he's got 2 spell tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the spells that he'll cast, he uses 1, 2, or all the tokens, because I can accumulate them in return.
Okay.
So in this circumstance, I'm going to use 2 tokens to do an insect attack.
Okay, what does that attack do?
So I can target 2 enemy units within 9 inches. Let's find out if there are any. Oh, nope. So
Not
I'll
quite.
change my spell.
Okay, and that's great. You can always you can always measure before you do anything in this game.
Yep, absolutely. So I will do Spirit Vines.
Ooh.
So a unit with an 18 gets -1 to hit roll next time they fight in melee.
Okay, you know what? I don't think I like you doing that. And I think my wizard can see your wizard. She's right over here. And I'm pretty sure I'm within 18 inches of you. So you know what? I'm going to say no dice on that spell. I'm going to spend 2 of my tokens to make your roll a little bit more difficult.
Perfect. And since this spell uses 1 token, I can use one of my own tokens to increase the easiness of the spell.
Okay.
In a way. So the spell is usually cast on a 4+.
Mm-hmm.
He used 2 tokens, so now it would be a 6, and now it goes back down to 5.
All right. All or nothing.
Roll, and I fail.
Oh, on a 2. Man, I'm beginning to regret spending those tokens, but that's just the way she goes. Well, I think that was a pretty effective turn, if I do say so myself.
so.
My activation, I'm in a bit of a sticky pickle. My knights need to get in there, and they need to do something before they just get shot off the board. So I think I'm going to declare charge. Now I'm going to take a quick look with the tape measure and see what my options really are here. All right. Well, I got looks like 18 inches towards your rangers there. Ooh, but I've only got 17 inches towards your archers, and you know what? They seem like a bit of a spicier target. So I think we're going to declare a charge into them. When you declare a charge in Age of Fantasy or any of the one-page rules games, all you're going to do is you're going to grab 2 dice, and you're going to roll them up. So I got a 6 on my dice. Normally I'd add 6, but I'm on a horse, so I'm a little bit faster than that. So I'm going to add 10 instead, bringing my total up to 16. Normally I'd fail, but remember how I said they were tricked out with full command? That includes a musician giving me +1 move. And well, you know what? 10 plus 6 plus 1 is 17, and that's just the distance I need. So I think, boom, they're coming on in for some fun. But that's my activation. I really don't know what you're going to be able to do next.
Right, because we fight after everything is activated.
Absolutely. We're saving all the fun for the end.
So in that case, I will charge in the flank with my rangers,
Oh, how did I not see that?
since I can see them.
Oh, all right. Well, I think you got to make that roll again.
I'll roll, but essentially, my charge is already complete.
Oh,
And we can go into the flank.
ouch. That's not great for me. But now it's back to me, and I've got some choices I got to make. And you know what? I'm thinking that my vampire who's in charge of this unit of skeletons wants to take a piece of those treekin with him. So we're going to measure up that distance. Ooh, you look at that? That looks like a 9 to me. So I'm going to roll my dice. Well, I got a 10 on the dice.
All right.
I got 6 because I'm on foot. I got an extra +1 because I got a musician. I'm pretty sure I'm getting on in there. The great thing about heroes in this game is they just follow along with the unit. No need to worry about fitting them in or anything like that. They just trundle along afterwards and boom, he's in for some fun. All right, Tristan, you got one more activation. What's it going to be?
All right. I think I'm going to charge the true man into that wizard of his.
Oh, no. Well, my wizard is actually going to choose to countercharge and fight you back. She's no slouch. She's got a big, scary monster that she's on. She's in for this. Let's bring it on.
Let's do it. Let's grab this measuring tape.
Absolutely.
Measure my distance here. So I need about 8 inches.
Okay. I think you could make that for some reason.
Let's do it.
Boom.
We got it. 7 and 15.
So you are going to come on in
So I move the full distance,
and close the door.
but then he has considered charging for the purposes of rules such as lances and impact hits.
Oh, and that's going to matter in about 2 seconds. Trust me. All right. Well, this unit doesn't seem like it's got a lot. Don't worry. They're not going to do much this turn, but they are going to see if they can do something for next turn. They're going to shoot up just a little bit over to here. So maybe they can charge out those rangers next turn. All right. Well, we're down. We're done our first turn.
So,
Almost.
almost. Once everything is moved and shot, we move into the combat phase where everybody fights at the same time.
The exact same time. Oh, nice and easy. Super simple, super straightforward. So you're the active player. You get to decide which of these 2 fights we want to do first. What are we looking at?
Yeah, let's do the tree man fight.
All right. Well, it looks like this is the big fight. You picked it. Let's
do
get
it.
it going.
Okay. So my tree man has 6 attacks on his branch.
Oh no.
He's got quality 3+, so I'm hitting and wounding on a 3+.
Oof. I don't like any of that.
With AP 2.
Oh, I don't like that.
I hit 3 times, and I got make your saves.
All right. So you said you had an AP of 2.
That's right.
So normally my defense of 3 would go to 5. Not great. But can't really see it. She's wearing some heavy armor. So that's going to reduce your AP from 2 down to 1. So I succeed on 4s or better. Well, my armor might be heavy, but my dice rolls sure aren't. I've taken 2 wounds so far. Ouch.
I'll continue with my stomp attacks at 4 attacks at AP 1.
Okay.
So then I've got 4 at AP 1.
Oof. Well, that's going to be AP nil. Thank you very much, heavy armor. Let's see how this goes. Will you look at that? She only takes 1 more. She's a champ. Now it's time for her to fight back. Now she might be a wizard, but don't worry, she's still got some punch. That magic stick of hers is actually a lance, so we're going to start with her attacks first. All right, that's going to be 2 hits at AP 3.
All right, so my defense of 3+ becomes 6.
Oof.
So So let's do it. Fail both.
Ouch. Oh, I'm liking that.
Taking 2 damage on my tree man.
All right. And then her beastie itself gets to fight. Oh, so normally that would only be 2 hits, but she's furious, and so is her beastie. So that's actually 3 hits for you at AP 1.
AP 1, all right. So on a 4 up,
Oh!
take all 3.
That's going to smart. All right, well, let's figure out who won the fight. You did 3 damage to me.
Yep. You did 5 to me.
Do you have anything else that impacts this?
I've got Fear 2, which
Ooh.
adds 2 to my combat resolution.
Well, that means 3. So it's 5 versus 5. As far as I'm concerned, that's a tie.
Tie match.
All right, well, looks like we're going to do round 2 of this next turn.
Looks like.
What's our next fight we're going to deal with?
Let's do the tree man fight.
Okay, do you want to do your tree men first?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
So my tree men have 3 attacks each.
Uh-oh.
Quality 3 plus, AP 2.
Ouch.
So I landed 5 attacks at AP 2.
Well, my boys aren't exactly wearing the best stuff when they came out of the grave, so they've got a defense of 5, goes to a defense of 6. Let's see if I can even save one of them. Well, you look at that. I only lost 4. That's a miracle in and of itself. Let's see about the crackback. Now, my vampire, he's pretty mad, but he's so mad he's made everybody else around him furious. So the whole unit is going to have their attacks explode on 6s. So normally hitting on 5s, but 6s are very, very good. On top of that, I bought a sergeant. So one of the easy things to do with this game is you could just swap in a different colored die to represent him. So let's give this a roll. And the sergeant gives me +1 to hit. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Oh, well that's pretty good. So normally, I would only have 6 hits, which is already pretty good. But because I'm furious, that's actually going to be 8 hits. Unfortunately, I had no AP. So we'll see how this goes.
8 hits, all right. So my defensive 4 plus. I take 4.
Ooh, I like those numbers already.
So that kills 1 and wounds another.
All right. But the vampires are just a pretty face, you know. He's also got a pretty big great weapon, so he's going to start swinging too. That's going to be 3 attacks on 3s. He's already furious, so instead of his dice exploding on 6s, they explode on 5s and 6s. That's going to be 5 hits at AP 3.
Ooh. So I failed them all.
Uh-oh.
And that's the unit.
That's a whole unit wiped out right there?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, looks like those trees have seen better days. Now, this fight's over, and I think it's pretty safe to say that I've won.
Yep.
Fantastic. So my unit actually gets the opportunity to reform. Well, I think this vampire has realized that his buddy's going to need some help. He is going to reposition his unit. I can spin any degrees that I want. I'm going to do basically a 180 here, and we're going to advance 3 inches forward. Just like that. Hopefully, this way they can help out their friend the wizard, and hopefully they're not going to get shot in the back. But we'll see how that goes. All right. I think there's only one fight left, and it's the fight that I've been dreading. So,
Yep.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, in this instance, if you're all right with it, I'm going to go first because
Sure.
all my stuff's pretty straightforward. Well, first things first, my knights are going to charge in. And when you are a horse that weighs, what, probably close to 400 pounds with a guy on top of you with tons of heavy armor, you have a bit of an impact when you attack. So I've got 5 impact attacks here. So these are going to hit on 2s. Here's the thing. I rolled 2 1s, and normally that would be fails, but vampire knights are vampires, and that means they're furious. So that's going to be 5 hits at no AP.
My guys have a defense of 5 plus.
Okay.
So I saved 3 of them.
Oh
Only
my
2 guys
God.
go down.
So those are the toughest elves I've ever seen. All right. Well, now it's time for the rest of the knights with their lances to actually get the job done. Let's see how this goes. All right. Not quite as good, but still not bad. That's going to be 4 hits at AP 3.
AP3, all right. So even though it's AP3, 6s always succeed. So I'm going to roll these.
Always succeed.
No 6s, but
Oh,
4 guys die.
you know what? I think you've earned earned some of those wounds after everything else goes. All right, well, knights, you fought bravely. Let's see if your sacrifice was in vain.
So these guys die, but since everybody fights at the same time, I'm still fighting with them. So I'll do these guys first. So they have 1 attack each, so that's 10 attacks.
Ouch.
Hitting on 4s with no rend. So that's 5, hitting you with no rend.
Oof. All right, let's hope that I can save a little bit better in melee than I did against your shooting. You know what? A little bit better.
Yeah.
Only 1 knight dies.
Now my wizard has her staff, which is going to hit you with.
Just bonk me. I get it.
Yeah, that's right. And 3 attacks at AP 2.
Oof.
So that's 2 at AP 2.
2 at AP 2. You know what? I only lose 1 more. I'm feeling pretty okay about this, Tristan. Until I'm not.
So my flankers here, everybody's attacking. It doesn't matter how many models touch each other.
Nope.
So they've got 1 attack each at AP 2.
Ouch.
And I'll take a different colored dice for my sergeant,
Absolutely.
so you can hit better. And I have a quality of 3+.
Oof.
So
Not
that's
looking great.
7 at AP 2.
Oh, 7? My God, that's not looking good for me. Well, you know what? That's the best save I've ever done, but it just wasn't enough.
Just not enough.
Oh, that's the whole unit gone. That is gonna hurt. Well, I'm in a bit of a bad situation here.
So since I won this combat, I can reform my units.
Absolutely.
And so these guys will come over here, and these guys will pivot like so, and move 3 inches forward to meet up with the other unit.
And that's the end of the first round.
Yeah.
My God, that didn't take long at all.